Good morning. Hi, it's Garry. Welcome to today's live stream. Just gonna wait until I hear myself talking, then I know that the mic is working. I can see the levels going on my little meter thing in OBS, so hopefully that means everything's good. And I can hear myself. So, how's everybody today? How's your week been? It's been glorious here with the weather starting to warm up. Really, really nice. At the moment, it's 17 Celsius, which let me switch over, get the right window. So that's 17 Celsius. That works out to be about 62.6 Fahrenheit. So definitely getting warm, although I do still feel a little bit on the nippy side from time to time. It was quite funny yesterday. I walked through into the lounge. So the way that the house is laid out, I'm in like what used to be a games room. That's been essentially my office and studio. That's right at the back of the house, the lounge right at the front of the house. So walked into there, my wife was sat on one of the sofas, and she said to me, "Do you know, I just can't get warm, I'm so cold." And I was walking through in a t-shirt and saying, "Yeah, it's lovely and warm today, isn't it?" Although, I will be honest, my fingers do get a little bit on the nippy side. So, welcome to you all. Let's have a quick look through our comments. David, welcome to you, David. Hi, Garry. How are things this morning, evening, whichever? Yeah, things are going well. Hopefully, we'll have another fun live stream. Chris, good morning from Toowoomba. Currently 24 Celsius and expecting a high of 31. A bit of an offside. I've had a memory pop up from 12 years ago, or maybe 13 years ago. It was 12 or 13 years ago, which was just after we'd first moved over here to Perth. And there's one of the suburbs is called Scarborough. And I actually grew up in Scarborough in the UK. So we went to visit it. We were disappointed, but never. That's a different story. But looked at the photo, and in the photo I was saying, wow, it's hot. It's 33 Celsius. And on the particular day it came up here, it was 12. So yeah, that was quite witty. Blonde Scales 1, good evening from Arkansas, welcome to you. Alia Rose, hi from Pennsylvania. Welcome to you, Alia Rose. Andreas, good morning, afternoon or evening. Yeah, that's a definite Penboy Roy starting there. Jim, good morning, evening from Harper's Ferry, WV. Do you know, I love the name of where they get the names of like suburbs. So here they used, I don't know, they must have copied from America. So the suburbs in the local area, we've got Waikiki, we've got Malibu, but then we've got Port Kennedy, Secret Harbour, Golden Bay. I think they're really nice. The secret about Secret Harbour, there ain't no harbour. I think originally when they named it, they were planning to try and build a harbour, but they never got around to it. Steve, welcome to Steve from Utah. Ricardo, good morning, afternoon or evening, everyone. Welcome to you from lovely London. Andreas, it's already 31 centigrade here in Brisbane. Wow, that's a bit on the warm side. Let's refresh the thingamajiggy bobs. Just hit it again because the keyboard had gone to sleep. Jim, where I'm at, it's 63 Fahrenheit. Ricardo, currently 12 in London. Blonde Scales 1, 78 Fahrenheit. Alia Rose, it's chilly enough that our cats are loafed up here. Yeah, I don't blame them. David, I heard this week that my Mont Blanc Citroën 146 will not be fixed for another month. Wow, that's a long wait. Also, due to a parts issue. But apparently I'm in good company with around 300 other Mont Blanc pens waiting for the same parts. Well, that's a long wait, isn't it? It's like when you pre-order something. Diamond Inkvent calendar. Pre-ordered it ages ago. Hopefully, though, we should start getting them soon. I did see on, I can't remember if it was TikTok or Instagram, from Colt Pens and I think Pure Pens. They were both receiving their shipments of Inkvent calendars during the week. Hopefully that means that the ones for Australia, they're currently on the way. So hopefully we'll get them soon. Or Pulp Addiction will, and then we'll see how quickly they can get them shipped out. Today's mug, we're going with the Mandalorian. Here we go. For my peppermint tea. Let's just move that up a wee bit because it was getting in the way. David, at least I heard something. Yeah, absolutely. Again, there's nothing worse than not hearing anything. You don't know, did they get it? Is it moving? Have they forgotten about me? Blonde Scales 1. My brother's cat knows all the warm spots in his apartment. Yeah, I bet they do. Our dog's the same. So in the morning, she lays in the window in our bedroom because that's where the sun comes in. So she gets laid in the little bit of sun. In the late morning and afternoon, she'll lay in the lounge window because, again, that gets the little bit of sun. The way this house is built, we don't get very much direct sunlight. All done ready to keep it cool in the summer. So, we're glad of that. But, yeah, it does make it a bit of a cold house at times. So she's found all those. David, it's 89 degrees in Austin. Wow, that's quite good. Shane, hello from Texas. Blonde Girls 1. Ohio gets colder than Arkansas. Jim, I'm waiting for word on my pre-order. Blonde Scales 1. My ink vent will have a travelling companions. Wow, awesome. Ricardo, yes, Cult Pens have them, and it seems their own advent calendars are out as well. Yeah, so now I'm just watching for the colour vent. I'm waiting because Death Bandit, which is where I'm hoping to get it from, don't have them in yet, and they don't have a pre-order system. So I'm going to give them to the end of this week. And if I haven't heard anything by then, I've found another place in Australia which now stocks them. So I'll be going there to get it instead. Looking forward to that, though. Let's refresh the comments. Adia Rose, I secured a Bennu and Jane Euphoria Bubblegum Ritz fountain pen. The smack you in the face pink sparkly one. Wow. I'm not really a pink person, but that sounds awesome. Okay, let's go to the results of the Jiggly Bob. No, that's not what I wanted to pull up. There's numbers. So, heat number 5. What were the results? Hang on, let me just hide this. You don't want to see my OBS screens there, do you? There you go. Heat number 5. So, a little bit low on our voting numbers. So, we had 58 votes, 36% of which was for the Canwright Heritage, 48 for the Kaweco Sport, and 16 for that Fremantle handmade pen. So that means the Kaweco Sport, that's the one going forward into the semi-final. This was an interesting one. So the Kaweco Sport led all week long. I do watch these every day. And then what I noticed is about Thursday, a number of votes were then being cast for the Canwright Heritage. So that was reducing that percentage score. So at one time, I think the Kaweco Sport was up to something like 52%. So it's another clear winner of this week. And this afternoon, you'll be seeing heat number 6, which is the Pilot Metropolitan, the Fountain Pen Revolution Guru, and the Monteverde Ritmer. So 3 interesting pens. And that will be the last heat of the under 100 Aussie dollars. Let me just close that down. Now, I don't know if you're noticing, I've been playing a little bit with OBS and I've got a transition going now. So we slide on over when I change the camera. Not sure, I might look at changing that. I think there's a way to do like a custom one, but I need to play a bit more with that. So I can get like, custom colour maybe or something. Blonde Scales 1. If Cult Pens has them, then mine should be on the way soon. Absolutely. Blonde Scales 1. The Gold Spot Mystery Dip was a Lamy Studio. Awesome. I do keep looking at them. David, did you get... Yeah, thank you, David. I had a good old look at that. David sent me an email. I'm happy to receive emails. Best one is YouTube at eves.id.au. That will get through to me. There is a link there on the Facebook page. I'm not sure how to get it. Not on Facebook. On the YouTube page. But yeah, quite happy for people to email me. I will get that damned Discord going again soon. Miss Marilyn Darling, hi Gary, hi everyone, welcome to you. Then we've got Blonde Scales 1 and Alia Rose and Jim saying hello. And then we've got a couple more hellos back. And another hello there from Ricardo. Whoops. Robin, welcome to you. Hello all, and especially Miss Marilyn. I looked at your broadcast last week, Marilyn. Somehow I missed it. And then Miss Marilyn Darling, hi Robin. Really interesting one. I'm going to say yesterday because that's when I watched it. From Miss Marilyn Darling. I think really worth watching. Going through like nibs and what makes a nib, how you tell a number 5 from a number 6, pulling out nibs, various nibs, a little bit looking at the feed as well. Found it really, really interesting. So certainly, if you can, it's well worth watching. I know that Miss Marilyn Darling was saying it's for beginners, but I think for anybody, it's really worthwhile to watch. Andreas, so how does the mystery dip work? Is it available outside the US? I've got no idea with that. Let's just jump on over. Let me get the website up first. Goldspot.com. Let me swap on over this to the screen. Mystery dips. There must be a way somewhere to find it. Weekly dip. I don't know if that's it. Let's take a look at the weekly dip. They change every week or until things... Nothing saying there that it's not available international. So I don't know if that's any use to you. Getting a loading sign there. Oh, there we go. Mystery dip, fountain pen and ink surprise box. That's from January. Here we've got October's. And interesting. I might have to have a look at these myself. But anyway, by the by, I just thought I'd pull that up with the question there being asked. Miss Marilyn Darling, I'm on every day at 1 p.m. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate you for giving me a shout out. I would shout out anybody where I've enjoyed the videos. I think they're really worth doing it. Jim, the mystery dip, if you can get orders from Goldspot, should be fine to order. Robin, that's probably my confusion. I'm Eastern Standard. Yeah, don't you hate these time zones? I say we've got a number of them here in Australia, and it gets really confusing at times. Blonde Scales 1. All I know is they have a limited number of them. Alia Rose, love Goldspot. They're shipped so quickly as well. Yeah, I do. I watch most of Tom's videos on there. I like the weekly roundups. I think they're quite interesting. David, here's a question for you and everyone else. What is the long-term goal everyone has for their pen collections? Enjoyment, which is David's investment, passing on something valuable. What's your long-term goal? Well, for me, it's certainly not passing on because my son will not write with fountain pens. Maybe my stepdaughter, maybe my daughter will end up getting them, but seeing as she lives in the UK, that might be different or difficult. But I've certainly told my son, all the ones in this box, do not throw away because they're the ones that are worth some money. Things like my Leonardo's, my Visconti, the ones where you might be able to on-sell them for something. So yeah, it's just, yeah, I think I'm with you. It's just the enjoyment. Investment, not really sure there'd be a good investment, not unless you're able to like maybe buy vintage pens really cheap and fix them up. But yeah, I think for me, it's just the enjoyment of having them. And I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I don't like getting rid of things. And that's how I end up with so many. And I also like my new shiny stuff. Again, that's why I've ended up with so many. Blonde Scales 1, mystery dip is different than weekly. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. So just check out their website. Marilyn, $80. It better be good. Marilyn, I like Goldspot because I don't get charged for tats. Does anyone else have that? I'm not sure. I know that in Australia, in the US, tax works very differently here. So we have what's called GST, and from memory, if we buy it from outside of Australia, it's the responsibility of the retailer to collect the GST, and then eventually it works its way to the Australian government. I say I'm not 100% sure how it works, but from memory, that's how it goes about. Because I know if I buy anything from Temu or AliExpress, they actually do show the tax amount on there. Why it helps though is obviously when I'm buying from the UK, they've got VAT. They don't charge VAT on. Again, this is not 100% fact. This is just from memory. They don't charge VAT on things leaving the country, but they still have to collect the GST. The UK's VAT, I think, is 20%, so it is a little bit cheaper because our GST is only 10%. Blonde Skills 1, Lamy Studio, Rodeo Goldbook, and a Monteverde cartridges for Lamy pens. Awesome. That might be worth it just for that Lamy Studio, you know. Wendy Sue, hi Gary and friends, welcome to you. Chris, I just do it for fun. Yeah. Alia Rose, that's the Narwhal Voyager Quebec. Same one as I got from Fountain Pen Hospital last week. So much gorgeouser in person. I've not bought a narwhal for quite a while. Not that I don't. I do like my narwhals. It's just, it's one of those things. A bit like Leonardo's. The shapes don't change. Yes, the patterns do, but there's just so many of them. I think for me to buy one, it's going to have to really jump out and smack me in the face, or have something which is somehow connected to me. So if they released, you know, a Voyager Perth, I'd buy one, or a Voyager Australia might buy one. But yeah, that's really the, you know, I do like them. I've got quite a few, but yeah, I haven't bought any for over a year. Ricardo, hi Wendy. Blonde Scales 1, I collect for enjoyment. Yeah, I think most of us will be like that. Ricardo, the same, for enjoyment. I live in Florida. My kids are in Michigan. I showed my son the expensive pens and said, don't let your sister throw these away. It's your inheritance. Absolutely. That's right. I told my son that, and I said, look, the ones on one side, these are all dirt cheap. You can throw them away. That's all essentially all Chinese pens. But the ones on this side, some of them are ones that I can throw out, but go through them because some of them are worth something. Wendy Sue, I now have 5 Lamy Studios. Wow, awesome. Yeah, so I keep looking at it. I'm loving my Lamy 2000 still at the moment, so that's why I've not really looked at any other Lamy pens for a while. Tom, hello, sorry I'm late. Don't worry, Tom, welcome to you. Alia Rose, hi to Tom. And then Jim, I've already changed my grip section to be to the rubberized version. Let's go down. Combe Mulder, morning, welcome to you. Tom and Ricardo, we've got a couple of hellos there. Let me check. All right, let's swap on over to the overhead camera when that slides out of the way. So what pens have I been using this week? So the one that I've used all week is this. This is the Opus 88 Omar. Just turn this around, this beautiful green. You would have seen my first impressions of this on Friday, but I've been using it all week. Oh, I'm loving it. It's very chunky pen. Very nice in the hand. I love this section. It's really comfortable to use. So this is an Opus. Let me just give it a bit of a shape because it's a shimmer ink in here, or a chameleon. Can never remember which. It's the Omar with a broad nib. And the cost for this, you're looking about 176 Aussie dollars. And the ink by Diamine. And it's Alpine. I see a beautiful shimmer when I'm writing on my normal decent paper. It's hard to capture here. yeah, it's not really showing up much here, but on the paper I've been using this week, it's been showing up really, really well. Very nice, very chunky, not overly heavy, just a beautiful smooth nib to write with. So Sunday last week and also yesterday, this is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in Blue Green Nebula. Beautiful. I know I keep pointing this out every time I show this. I absolutely love the sparkles. Looks like stars there. This is a cartridge converter. I do have to use this posted. I just find unposted, it's usable but not comfortable. So we've got here a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This is a broad and it's 14 karat gold. Price for this is approximately 355 Aussie dollars. Although I've had to take that from another model because you can't seem to buy this now anymore in this colour. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Garland. Just double checking myself there. Yeah, Garland. This is both a sheening and a shimmering ink. But again, you've got to get the bright paper ready to see anything. I struggle to see much. I can see like a red sheen there, but I struggle to see much of a shimmer on this. So that was the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. So we're up to Monday, today's pen. This is a Jinhao 992. And this one, we're nearly out of ink. So I don't think this is going to last out today. Not sure if I'm going to fetch another pen in to replace it. I'm not going to be filming my like next month's selection for a couple of weeks, so I might look at fetching something else in. One of the issues I've got is I'm trying to run down the number of pens I've got inked at the moment. I cleaned out, it was about 17 pens this week, and I've still got 44 with ink in, so I do need to reduce that a little bit. Again, I have to use this posted. It's just too small to use unposted. So we've got a Jinhao 992 with a fine nib. The price for this, I'm going to give you the cents. It's so cheap, $2.22. You know, I've got quite a few of these. They're just so cheap. They're handy. They're one of them pens, if you break it, if you damage it, if you lose it, you're not going to care really, are you? So that's a Jinhao 992. Oh, I haven't told you the ink. It's by Diamine. And it's Velvet Emerald. Beautiful greeny ink there with, I think, touches of blue in it, or hints of blue. Sorry. Next one we've got. This is the first of two. This is the Kaweco Sport. This one has got the silly little Kaweco converter in it. Plenty of ink in there though. This is going to last out the month. There we go. Nice in the hand. Has to be used posted. So this is the Kaweco Sport with a broad nib. Price wise, check my notes, approximately 45 Aussie dollars. The ink in here is by Diamine, and it's merry and bright. Another, I think, chameleon ink, this one. Next up, we've got my second Kaweco Sport. I've got a bit of fluff getting in there. Get that out of the way. This is the transparent white one. What I've done with this, because it's slightly transparent, I've eyedropped it. I won't eyedropper the green one. I like to be able to see the ink levels. Nib on this. This is a silver or steel coloured nib, where the other one was a gold coloured nib. Both steel nibs. There we go. This is a 1.1 stub. Again, let's give it a bit of a shake because this one is also a chameleon. So we've got here a Kaweco Sport with a 1.1 stub. Same price, 45 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Olive Swirl. I love this Olive Swirl base colour. Again, it's one I don't really see much of that shimmer coming through. You know, certainly not this. This is Midori MD cotton pad paper. Up next, from Pilot, we've got a Pilot Prera. Again, I don't know if you can see it. Let me just lift this up. This is another one with a bit of a shimmer in it. So let me try and agitate this. Problem is, I think it's stuck a little bit. What I've done with this is I've eyedroppered it as well. I've gone off to the side because I'm doing a really, really violent shake. No, it's still not shifted it. So that's trapped in there. That'll be fun when I come to clean it out. The Prera, again, too small to be used unposted. Most of the pens are this month because it's small or pocket pens. So we've got here a Pilot Prera, and my screen's just gone off. That's typical. With a medium nib. It's a steel nib. The ink, the cost of this, I've now turned the screen back on, is 76 Aussie dollars. I believe you can get them cheaper, but here in Australia, that's what I paid. I bought that from a place called Office Works, which is a stationery store. Normally I buy most of my pens from overseas, so if I get any more of these, I might get them from the UK or somewhere. The ink, Diamine Tranquility. Again, beautiful, like a purpley pinkish colour, and this one is actually showing it. We've got beautiful gold. Again, I think it's chameleon rather than full shimmer. But really nice. Hopefully the camera's catching some of that for you. And the final pen is from Pilot. It's the Pilot E95S in this like burgundy. I'm sure this whole is champagne. It's not champagne to me. Ivory. I think somewhere I've seen it ivory. That really does look a lot better. Or it does sound better, doesn't it? So I have my cartridge there that I refill. Beautiful fit in the hand. So we've got a Pilot E95S with a medium 14 karat gold nib. Price for this is, he says, looking up his notes, 215 Aussie dollars. This ink, it's the only one which isn't either a chameleon or shimmer. It's Diamine I forgot. I've got Cinnabon in my notes. I can never remember if it's Cinnabon or Cinnabon, so a U or an O, but that's what I've got in my notes. I will have to check that again one day. Nice brown ink, loads of shading coming through it. Also, yep, whilst it's still slightly wet, we've got that little bit of a smell there of cinnamon. So that's the pens I've been using this week. Let's scoot on over. I've seen loads and loads of comments coming through. Wow, loads of them. Right, there we go. Andreas, I collect partly because I'm a collector, partly because I'm an investor, and partly because they're a pleasure to write with. Yeah, a little bit of everything. That's a good idea. Marilyn, if you're going to get a Lamy Studio, I highly recommend the matte black because it's a grip section that's not slippery. Yeah, if I get one, chances are it's going to be next year now. There's a couple more pens a couple more pens I want to get this year, and so I've budgeted out for the rest of the year. One of them will be another Australian-made pen. Not sure if I'm going to get it from Just Turnings or that pen bloke yet. I'll decide that when I come around to buying it. Because I love both them makers. The other one, I'm going to give in, and I'm thinking about getting a Twisby Swipe. because I know a lot of people have talked about it and I've never tried it. So I thought, yeah, let's give that a try. I do have a pen on the way at the moment from AliExpress. Let me see if I can pull AliExpress up. Come on, Garry. Keyboard's gone to sleep. AliExpress. Let me just... Here we go. Let's swap over to the screen. So what I've ordered is a Mahjong P139. I ordered that during the week, so hopefully it might arrive during the next week. I've ordered the white version, so it's a piston filling pen. Why I've ordered this though is I've gone for this long knife nib, which is between 1 and 1.4 millimeters. I thought that's a different nib than what I've got, so I'm hoping that that's going to be an interesting one to write with. If it is, I may see if I'm, depending how I get on with it, I may look at getting maybe the orange one with one of the others in. It's nice to see Chinese companies giving us the option of different knives, different nibs now. So yeah, that's on the way at the moment. Let's minimize this again. And then head back to the comments. So, back to the comments. David, I've got one Lamy Studio and I'm always impressed how a $100 US pen can write like that. It's really good. Good pen. Yeah, I know I'm talking about the Lamy 2000. I was really dubious about getting one of those. And it was in and out of my basket for years. But once I did, wow, I wish I'd got it earlier. I like the AL Star. It's got a 1.3 nib on it, I think, which I use for titles. It's the Safari. Oh, sorry. It's the Safari. I don't know why. I always struggle with it. But on scales one I got was a dark brown 2022 limited edition. Wow, that sounds nice. Ricardo, I've got 7 Platinum 3776 and I'm not finished yet. Awesome. I've only got the one. I do want to get another one, but when I do, I'm thinking I want something like a music nib, just for that wider, more juiciness of it. David, that's 120 US and about 90 UK pounds. Jim, I got the same dark brown Studio. Wendy Sue, Ricardo, at least we know what we like, right? Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. I'm really enjoying my Australian pens at the moment. Ricardo, yep. Tom Morley, I love my 3776s. I've got less than 7, but not a lot less. David, Garry, I've got that exact same Pro Gear Slim sitting here next to me. One of the best pens in my collection. Absolutely, I can't disagree with that statement. I've already said numbers of times, it is my favourite nib, full stop. Absolutely love the nib. I do not have a better nib in any of my other pens. And I've got over 100 pens now. It's my only Sailor Gold nibbed pen. I do have a steel nibbed Sailor. I've got one of my video ideas, again, not going to be till next year sometime, is actually to do a showdown between the Pro Gear Slim and this Sailor 1911 Junior. $355 pen versus like a $50 or $60 pen, I think it is. That'll be interesting to do. Marilyn, the Jinhao 82 makes a Sailor Pro Gear Slim version that's greenish and has some real pretty shimmer in it. Yeah, I've got a couple of... I've got one inked up. I've actually got a couple of them inked up. So I've got 2 of the... these are the 82s. So I've got like a bluey one and a transparent one. What I might do is actually, when that Jinhao 992 runs out, I think I might fetch one of those 2 into the rotation for this month. Yeah, I think I will do. Again, it's a very inexpensive pen. Adia Rose to David, I've got the Erdsatz version of the Jinhao 82. Ricardo, I'm astonished how good some are, particularly the Music Broad and UEF Ultra Extra Fine. Blonde Scales 1, wow, that's a lot, I know. Marilyn, love the 992. Come on, where's it gone? I've just gone right the way down. There we go. Tom to Ricardo. Yep, Platinum Music Nib beats Sailor and Pilot. I say it's just one I want to try. I just haven't got round to it. It's again one of those things. I always find other more interesting pens to order first. Marilyn, I also like the Jinhao 599. They've all the sizes in multiple colours that look like Lamy Safari, which has a number 5 nib. Bradwave, hi Gary, hope you're having a good day. Absolutely. Welcome to you. Bradwave, eager to see your review of the Omar. I love my Opus 88, such a comfortable pen. Yeah, so what I'll be doing now, obviously the first impressions is out. It'll be 6 months or so before I do like a focus on it, purely because I like to use a number of different inks and I like to play around with them. And, you know, so that does take a bit of time. Jim, anyone see the new Kaweco converter that has the folding plunger rod? I haven't, but that's a brilliant idea because that Kaweco converter is a nightmare. It's so teeny weeny tiny. Alia Rose, Jim, that thing is wild. Blonde Scales 1, saw a picture of it today. Same with Ricardo. Robin, after watching last week, I bought a bottle of Olive Swirl from Pen Chalet. It's lovely. It is beautiful ink. I did have a sample of Grungild by Rora and Klinger, and I was toying with getting a bottle of that, but once I got that Olive Swirl, I thought, nah, let's stick with the Olive Swirl. Bradwave, that converter is genius. It would be amazing to have a full-size foldable converter for the Sport. Yeah, absolutely. That's the only downside with that converter. Although saying that, the converter will be $50. That's more than the pen. So I may not be getting one. Annie Rose, we've got a smiley face. Sorry, that's the end of my tea. So I've got my flash glass with my blackcurrant cordial. Jim, what I've read, it's not bigger than the usual. I'm waiting to see if they expand it. So certainly if it's not bigger than that small one, to me, it's not going to be worth it. Ricardo, I don't know the Sailor or Pilot nibs, but I enjoy the Platinum one so much that I might buy another one in a different colour. Yeah. Robin, I found those Kaweco mini converters fit in some of my vintage pens where nothing else works, like my Lady Schaefer. Awesome. So at least there is a little bit of another use for it, which I think is important. Jim, well, at that price point, I'll pass. Yeah, Jim, same thought as me. Alia Rose, a joke based on the cost of their Piston Sport. Yeah, I still think that Piston Sport's too much, but that's just me. I'm a bit of a tightwad. Bradwave, the foldable converter has the same capacity as the Kaweco mini converter, which makes sense for the Lilliput, but far less for the Sport. Absolutely. Ricardo, the price I've seen is the same as the previous mini converter. Jim to Ali Rose, gotcha. Blonde Scales 1, the lever fill aspect of my balance is the one thing I'm not a fan of. Marilyn, I love the Twisby swipe. Yep, absolutely. And to be honest, you're the one who's convinced me that I should try one. I've seen loads of comments, especially like the chats here from different people. So I thought I'm going to have to give in. So yeah, hopefully I'll get one this year. Might not be filming the first impressions this year, but yeah, I'm going to aim to try and get it. Because, people have been saying how nice it is. And I want to, when people are saying things, I thought, let's give it a try. Plus, it helps with my Twisby lineup. I don't know if it's come out yet. I've recorded a video about 3 weeks ago where I look at all the different Twisby models I currently have. Well, apart from the Draco, I didn't bother with that. So it'd be nice to be able to add to that with the swipe. David, I don't know why pen companies don't make reusable cartridges for their pens. Yeah, so that's what I do with the what's its name? The E95S, I use a Pilot cartridge. Then what I do once I run out is I just pull the cartridge out. I use a blunt nose syringe so I can actually inject into it. Give it a good clean out. Then I fill it with whatever ink I want next. Again, using a blunt nose syringe. That way I can reuse it. Now, I don't know if it's for the Pilot ones, but I think for standard international pen cartridges, you can get, I think it's somewhere in Italy, little like metal stoppers so you can seal it off. But I just use that one cartridge, refill it, pop it back in, and off we go. Blonde Scales 1, I like my swipe. Marilyn, you'll like the swipe as everything is hand disassemble, so no tools required. Well, the only tool that would be needed would be me. Bradwave, about Chinese fountain pens, there's a new Jinhao 9019 colour, transparent black with a matte finish, and a new Asvine V200 matte black. Yeah, that sounds nice, doesn't it? The V200, I haven't watched it yet. I see that Doodlebud's got a video out about it today. Marilyn, I like the Lamy Studio and the Twisby Swipe because they have a round grip section. I'm not too much of a fan of the forced grip section. Yeah, that's although it doesn't bother me on the AL Star, but it's one of the things I certainly don't like on the Safari. It's so far that I don't like it that I've actually taken this, well, as you saw in one of my videos, I've put the Safari nib onto a cheaper, I think this is Jinhao 80. Blonde Scales 1, we just need more colours for the swipe. Yeah, hopefully they'll come. I mean, we had to wait a year for a colour for the VAT 7 for the VAT 700 so hopefully. Adia Rose, Bradwave, that black Asvine V200, very tempting indeed. There we go. David, what's your opinion overall on Mont Blanc? They are the Rolex of fountain pens, but very recently some of their new pens seem to be relying a bit too much on their previous reputation and their name. So somebody actually asked a question in a comment about Mont Blanc pens. I don't have any, so it's difficult for me to say. I don't intend to get any. I think they're very expensive, and if I'm going to spend that sort of money, there are other pens I'd rather buy. In terms of Grail pen, which is, what that might be, Mont Blanc's might be in that class for people. I've got my Grail pen, which is that Visconti Homo Sapiens. And to be honest, no other pen has come into mind as a future Grail pen. I absolutely love my Visconti. And yeah, I don't see anything surpassing that as my Grail. Main thing I see, or main place I do see the Mont Blanc pens at the moment is on Hemingway Jones's channel. So, although I don't watch the lives as they're live, I do watch them later on in the day. I do think, I think you're right. It's a lot of it is like you're actually saying there, like Rolex. It's going on the name. I'm not sure if there's been an issue with Mont Blanc. I've not really paid that much attention to it. David, I use the Majon A1 refillable cartridges for my pilots. Yep, the Majon A1 being a clone of that Pilot Vanishing Point, so the cartridges are the same. Blonde Scales 1, can't say as I don't have one. Ricardo, Majon makes reusable Pilot cartridges with a rubber nib. There you go, awesome. Yeah, my brain's going dead. Marilyn, where's my moose? It's my moose. My moose is loose about this hoose. Marilyn, I would love to have a purple Twisby Swipe or a purple Lamy 2000. I saw pictures during the week of a green, I think it was a green Lamy 2000. I haven't seen what the price is. That might be one I might save up for, but that's me. I like my greens. Don't tell the wife. although she's listening in the other room. Blonde Scales 1. I still say purple all the pens. Andreas, you know, Gary, watch you live is very dangerous. I'm sitting searching platinum pens now. I don't need a new pen, given I already own a Mont Blanc Graf von Faber-Castell Viscontis and Pilot Custom Marucci. Yeah, I know what you mean. I say it's just Mont Blanc's not really jumped out at me. Platinums, yeah, I do want one, but it's gonna be next year, I think. A lot of that is I've been really into my Australian-made pens at the moment. I know they're only standard Yoho nibs, so although one of them's got a box nib on it. But yeah, that's quite interesting. But yeah, I know what you mean. That's the same. When I watch some channels, I'm thinking, oh, I might like that. I might like that. It can be a bit dangerous. Another person put a comment during the week saying that Diamine should give me a job as their salesman because I'm, with all the choices and the different Diamine inks I use. That was quite witty. Let me just refresh this and then we'll go to... Wow. Jim, I see a lot of Mont Blancs on eBay. Ricardo, Andreas, if you've got any questions about platinum, I'm addicted to them. Marilyn, the Marjon A2 has a rubber stopper, an eyedropper and a piston and an empty cartridge and a metal cover for the cartridge. Awesome. That's brilliant to know. At the moment, I'm not intending to get an A2. There's an A3, I think, as well. I was so disappointed with the A1. I might do. If enough people say, Gary, can you try? I will do, but at the moment, not intending to. Andreas, to David, do you like the Mont Blanc Patron series? Ali Rose, I can't get over the Mont Blanc Seagull Pull... the Mont Blanc Seagull Pull Finial. Oh, awesome. I've never thought of it like that. Oh, that's not going to go out of my mind now. Marilyn, I made a concept of a purple Lamy 2000 and a green 2000. Awesome. Over on... Marilyn, on my Instagram. Robin, you definitely deserve a sponsorship from Diamine. Yeah, I said I did respond. Well, I was trying to respond to all the comments, but when I responded, I said, this is all part of my cunning plan to use up my Inkvent inks because I've got so many of them, and then I've got another 24 plus a big bottle coming, plus the Colourverse ones coming. So yeah, it's a case of I want to use them up. I reckon for the next year, even 2, it might be virtually all Diamine ink. But I do like Diamine inks. They're cheap. They seem to work in all my pens. And they've got such a nice range of colours. Marilyn, yeah, the A2 is lighter and it's got one of the nicest extra fine nibs I've used. Blonde Scales 1. I remember once Brian was showing his Lamy 2000 collection, and I think there might have been a purple one. I'd have to go and find the video. Yeah, that was quite a while back. Over on Goulet Pens channel. Okay, that's all the comments I've been doing. Before I show my thing, I've had a bit of fun this week. Recording a video tomorrow. I'm going to be comparing all these. So I've got a pencil. I'm not going to bother with that, I decided. A pencil. I've got a ballpoint pen. I've got a gel pen. I've got another type of pen, which I can't remember what the hell it is. And a fountain pen. I'm going to compare them against each other. I think that'll be quite a fun video. I'm looking forward to recording that. So I've been having a bit of fun with those pens during the week. Let's jump on over to the screen, then I'll come back to the comments. Let me just get this playing. Not the phone. We want the screen. I'm toying with getting a bigger version of this Stream Deck software to see if that so I can have more buttons and hopefully do a bit more stuff with it. So last week's video, as we've already said, it was Heat 5 last Sunday. We've already looked through the results of that. Tuesday, we looked at my pens that I'm using this month. So that's my small pen month or pocket pen month. So you've seen them all already. Loving it. I say it's nice to force myself to use the smaller pens. And then Friday, that was my Opus 88 Omar first impressions. Coming up on Sunday, we've got Heat 6. That's today. As I said already, that's a Metropolitan, Fountain Pen Revolution Guru, and a Monteverde Ritmer. Nice comparison. We're looking really three very different price points. I think we've got $10, about $50, and about $100. So that's quite interesting. On Tuesday, we're going to take a look at another 5 pens from my collection. This time, it will be vacuum fillers. So that's, again, I enjoyed filming that one. I enjoy filming all my videos, to be honest. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I just have fun doing it. I love doing them. And then Friday, we've got my October ink comparison. In this, we're going to be looking at 2 green inks. One from Diamine, which is Apple Teeny. The other one from Van Diemen, which is an Australian company based over in Tasmania. And it's called Apple Island Green. So that's an interesting comparison. And then in terms of my books, I finished off the fifth elephant. The fifth elephant. There we are. I got it out in the end. Yeah, fun book. I love Terry Pratchett books. They're just easy. Drop into them. Have fun with them. Only thing is, they're a bit short for me. So I get through them in about 5 or 6 days. So on, I think it was Tuesday, it might have been Wednesday, I started Terry Goodkind Severed Souls. So this is continuing the Kaelin and Richard stories. I believe this is the last one of Kaelin and Richard. I think it then picks up on some other characters going forward. I'm about a quarter of the way through, so may not finish it this week, might run a little bit into the next week. But I've already got on hold the next Terry Pratchett book from the library, so as soon as that comes available, I'll be booking that out, ready to go with that. And camera, let me close this down so I can see what's going on. Go back to the comments. Marilyn, nope. To David, to Andreas. Yes, I do, but I would like them better if they posted the cap. I have big hands, and if they were less expensive. The Patron and the Writers series are both wonderful, if overpriced. I noticed Penultimate Dave's had a number of Mont Blancs in his pens in use over the past couple of weeks. Again, all his pens, very expensive. I like watching them, but I keep thinking to myself, oh, I'd like that. And then I think I'm not paying that amount of money. I wish he'd tell you how much they are, because I think you may notice I always say how much my pens are. I think that's really important. And I do update the prices as often as I can, just to make sure they're fairly representative of what they cost now. Pardon me. So yeah, I just love if he did that, because I think that makes such a difference, knowing how much a pen is. Especially, you know, if you see a pen and you think, wow, that's nice, I want one of them. Then you go and search for it and you find it's, I don't know, $2,000. It's going to put you off, isn't it? Marilyn, I looked. Ricardo, there's a brown Lamy 2000 and a blue one. They were limited editions. Yeah, the brown one I saw, this was before I got my first Lamy 2000, which was only this year. Miss Marilyn, darling, if there was a purple one, I'd lose my ducking shut. Oh, I love that. Again, Marilyn, there's a silver, brown, and a black one. I did like, is it Pens and Tea? She had the brown one, I think. David, have to agree with the lack of posting. Okay, so let's refresh. So that's all the comments. I'll leave it open whilst I do my wrap up. So thank you all for your time today. Absolutely loved doing this. As you know, I love doing these lives. More so, I love doing the interaction through the comments because it's brilliant. I just wish there was a way that I could easily pull people in and we could actually have full conversations. I think that could be interesting as well. I think there is a way, but it's just not easy. Please hit that thumbs up button. every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're watching this on replay, drop a comment down below. Love to get your comments. If you've watched this and you want to make some additional comments, again, drop them down below. Love getting comments. There's one thing I forgot to do. It's the start of the month, first week of the month, which means I get to give away 5 free memberships for 1 month of membership. Where's the mouse? Let's go and do that now. I was leaving this to the end because I thought, well, the people that are here at the end are the people that have stuck with it. So I can give 5 now. So there we go. So it's picking 5 people at random. I believe it's only from people that are currently in the chat. So what have we got? There we go. They're coming out. There you go. So there's 5 free memberships. I say it's only for a month. But yeah, it's quite nice to do. Talking about membership is available on the channel. I don't know how much it is because it's obviously a different price depending where you're coming from. But please, if you can afford to support the channel, everything is really, really appreciated. Members get early access to my videos, so they get them 2 days early. So today they'll be getting Tuesday's video. I do a weekly video where essentially my intro, but I put out the full thing for the memberships. What else have we got? We had a live call on Zoom the other week, so planning to try and do those once a month. And then yesterday there was a surprise, an extra video came out on the main channel, which is an Ask Me Anything video. Going forward, I'm planning to do them once a month, but they'll be members only. So I'm trying to add in little things for the members as we're going through. So thank you for that. Everything that comes into the channel is spent on the channel, plus a lot more. I say the pen that I ordered this week, that was from my own money, and that will be, again, I'm buying it for the channel, also to use myself. So yeah, any help is very much appreciated, and I'm really crap at doing this part of it because I feel terrible doing it. But this is what YouTube tell us we should be doing. Back to the comments. Blonde Scales 1, maybe it was the blue I'm thinking of. And have a great week all. David, I got a JFK, was really disappointed about the lack of posting. I did manage to trade it for a 146 solitaire hematite. Robin, have a blessed week. Thank you, Robin. Marilyn, oh boy. Ricardo, have a great week, everyone. Alia Rose, yay. Blonde Scales 1, congrats. And Jim, congrats. David, thanks, Garry. Different David, thank you for the membership. And then we've got from Andreas, yes, the JFK is a bit disappointing. Robin, I loved the Ask Me Anything. Awesome. It was, and the idea is it should be between 5 and 10 minutes. And I say I'm going to do it as a member perk, so that, and I've got a number of questions now ready to answer. And David, the solitaire 146s make up for it. Big thank you to Alia Rose, very much appreciated. That goes into the pen fund for maybe that Twisby Swipe. We'll have to see. So thank you all. Been awesome doing this. Been awesome chatting to you. I'm going to do one more refresh here of the chat. Marilyn, have a great week all. Make sure you head on over to Miss Marilyn Darling on YouTube. Absolutely awesome content there. David, cheers. Have a great week, friends. And Andreas, best wishes all. So that's it. I'll leave the chat open whilst the outro is playing. And I'll talk to you again soon.